Hello and welcome back to the Real Arsenal Deal podcast. My name is Rav, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And here I'm going to provide a bite-sized reaction to the victory we have just seen away at Girona in the Champions League, and some other further thoughts involving the match itself, some post-match analysis. There's been a huge few rumours in preceding hours about Arsenal's pursuit of Ollie Watkins, and I'll discuss that as well. But look, let's just get straight into the match, starting with the lineup. So Mikel Arteta took this opportunity with qualification all but assured for Arsenal to rotate some players. Interesting though, as much as I expected Neto to play, interesting there was no Raya on the bench. Something to do with an illness or injury. Look, I'm not sure if that's classic Arteta just saying what he needs to say publicly. However, in private, maybe he's just decided just to sit Raya out completely from this one, have Neto make his first start. He's got some other options, Setford, etc., on the bench if need to be called upon. But he's not going to come out directly and say, no, Raya needs a full-on rest. Like, he's just not going to do that, is he? That's classic Mikel. So maybe his public message is quite different to the reality of the situation. So Neto started. We saw a start as expected to Sterling. Again, the reality is, say what we want to say about Sterling and whether he should have been signed and his form and maybe not seizing his opportunities so far. And look, the reality is that we need him. Saka's out, Jesus is out. We are quite stretched thin in the forward group, so we need a fit and firing Raheem Sterling, like it or not. Remains to be seen if we strengthen in that area, and I'll come back to that a bit later in the podcast. But we need Sterling going. We need to get him going somehow, and that's probably why he was handed that penalty late on in the match to get him on the score sheet, to get him going. So, look, elsewhere in the lineup, we saw a start for Jorginho, Mourinho. Timbers rested with Partey slotting into right back, which as I expected. Kiwior stepping in. Saliba could sit this one out, which is fantastic. Lewis Skelly eligible to play, so he could share left back with Calafiori. So I think some very, very wise decisions. Martin Odegaard starting was a bit of a question mark I had. You know, he's missed out on the weekend. Is he okay to come straight back in? And as it turned out, he was fine, and he played the full 90 minutes. So look, the match itself, it was quite a frenetic opening, I feel. I mean, there was a very early free kick to Odegaard. And then there was soon after that, there was Neto's first involvement was a bit of a mistake at the back. He seemed to sort of hesitate in possession and lost possession to Girona, and they didn't make the most of it, thankfully. There was a lot happening. We had a few chances, few half chances. The Calafiori goal, which was, look, he was clearly offside. However, very well taken, struck between the keeper's legs. It's the type of movement, I know the goal doesn't count because it's offside. However, it's the type of movement that we really have seen more and more of from Calafiori. And it's really, really exciting to see. Really exciting how he drives forward. He takes a few more risks than maybe Lewis Skelly or the other defenders would or Arteta would prefer. However, there's a rawness to Calafiori's game, which I really, really like. Sterling went through on about the 25-minute mark, and I thought, this is it. He's going to score this. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite happen. He fumbled the chance, and it really sums up Sterling's sort of 6 months at Arsenal so far. A lot of close buys and near misses. However, look, I can see he's trying, he's tracking back. I know there have been some question marks. Is he performing in training to the level required? I see a guy trying. It's also a little bit sad to see at his age now, with so many miles on the clock. He broke into first team football at 16, 17. It is a little bit sad to see the once great footballer not quite at his sharpest, his best. But like I said a few minutes ago, we need him. We need this to work. Soon after, out of nowhere, it's been a long, long time since I've seen Arsenal opened up like that with Girona's first goal. It was excellently taken, I must say. First time, clinical finish. It was just strange. It looked offside to me, but the VAR checks, confirmed the goal was all okay. Nito was just in that, like, he's in that sort of no man's land. Like, does he come forward? Does he charge out, or does he track back to goal? He was sort of caught hopping. And look, this is what Arsenal want from their goalkeepers, right? I mean, this is why Raya was signed. He plays exactly where Arteta wants him to, and it's under coaching and instruction. And if Raya is in that position, he's decisive. He charges straight out. He's fast. He accelerates quick, and he can clear these balls. It's just one of those things that we open ourselves up to in choosing to play with a keeper as high as we do. So look, it's one of those things. I'm not going to go in too hard on anyone. Partey at right back. Look, he got done for pace, but then again, that's not what we want him there for, is it? Does Timber get done like that? Does Raya get done like that? The answers are probably no. However, look, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not going to go too hard on this. It was an excellently timed pass and a fantastic finish. So 1-0 to Girona. What happened next? Oh boy, am I getting excited for this next little segment. So look, we got the penalty first of all. I thought it's a penalty, yes. The contact was pretty light on, like but looking at the replay, his leg is right over Partey. Thomas can't get around him. He goes down. Once that's given on the field, there's no overturning that. So clear penalty in the end, I guess, for Arsenal. When it happened live, I thought, oh, geez, that's a bit fortunate. But in our season of officiating decisions and what we've received, I take every bit of fortune I can. So the penalty came. I think Jorginho, is that his first attempted penalty for Arsenal? I'm excluding penalty shootouts and so on. I don't recall another one where he's actually, for such a clinical, wonderful penalty taker at international level and in his previous clubs, I don't recall him taking one for Arsenal yet. But as soon as I saw him over the ball, for me it was 1-1. He's fantastic. He slotted it nicely in, and 1-1 to Arsenal. And then the next few minutes, oh boy, Ethan Nwaneri, take a bow, my man, take a bow. 17 years old. When I was 17, I was wagging school and been chased and harassed for why my marks so lagging behind everyone else's, right? 17 years old, first Champions League start, his debut start away in Spain. My goodness, how good was that? Unbelievably good. As soon as he got the ball, I was on the edge of my seat. I'm watching with my two sons this morning, 7 a.m. kickoff, fantastic time here in Melbourne. As soon as he got the ball, it was almost like the ball was given to Saka. That's what Saka does. He takes it. He knows exactly where he's going. People know what he's going to do. He's going to cut into his left foot, but you can't stop him. And Nwaneri, the finish was unbelievable. It was bullet-like. Now, I've seen compilations of him doing this at youth level and coming through the ranks in previous years, and you think, oh, wow, this is exciting. This is fantastic. To then do that, to translate that into senior football against men's first team senior level Champions League football, to do that at 17, it's unbelievable. It's incredible. As you can tell, I'm so excited by what we've got here. This what a find. Between him and Lewis Skelly breaking through at Hale End, yes, you can say, of course, it saved the club 80, 100 million pounds to try and acquire this level of talent and filling in two positions in the senior squad for the long term. However, I just tip my hat to both of them. 18-year-old Lewis Skelly, 17-year-old Nwaneri. What a testament to them, their characters, their family, the sacrifices their families have made to support them to get into this level, the support and coaching and nurturing from all involved at Arsenal into the first team. It's just a wonderful testament, a wonderful reflection of all involved that he gets that ball and can produce this at this level. It's just fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. And it's strange because I'm so proud of him. He's obviously, he's not, I'm a dad as well, right? So I guess when you become a father, you get that nurturing side of yourself with young people. However, just watching from afar, I'm so proud of him. The way he acquits himself. He belongs there at this level. He throws himself into every duel, every challenge. He's listening to every instruction. right, of all those around him on the pitch, and he's just doing his part. I'm so proud of him and what he represents, what Arsenal represent. It truly is special. It's truly fantastic. And yes, I've devoted a lot of time on this podcast to that because I just shake my head. Just magnificent. And if we can keep him fit for the running, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So on to the next stage of the game. So halftime came. Arsenal deservedly ahead, I felt. Some changes came at halftime, I believe. Oh, pardon me. I think it was just the one change, Timber for Partey, which I anticipated. They'd share the right back spot, so that was fine. A number of changes throughout the second half happened. Havertz came on, Rice came on late for Jorginho, who I thought was masterful. He was excellent today. Martinelli came on. Sterling played the 90, which I think he needed to, right? Because like I said before, we got to get this guy going. Calafiori and Lewis Skelly shared left back. So overall, some fantastic rotation. The quality of the team was not impacted at all. Mourinho was a mainstay in midfield. That was excellent opportunity for him in his home nation as well to show what he's all about. And overall, some excellent signs throughout the match. It got a bit spicy towards the end, didn't it? Some challenges, plenty left on in the challenges. A yellow card brandished to a Girona player. I forgot his name, pardon me. For clear dissent abuse is the aggressive way he screamed at the ref. And wow, the ref responded straight away. Just showed him the yellow and basically told him to pipe down, shut up, and as you should. So overall, Arsenal saw it out into the closing stages. One of the most blatant handballs I think I've seen in some time resulted in another penalty. He basically slapped the ball away. I know it's instinctive, right? When the ball bobs up like that, you tend to just use your hand to wave something away. It was just remarkable. I don't see that too often at this level. He basically slapped the ball away. So clear penalty. Sterling stepped up. It's one of those things where we've given the ball to Sterling for a reason. As I keep saying, we need him going. We need to get him on the score sheet. We need his confidence going. We need some momentum for him. So I can see why it was given to Raheem. And look, I was just hoping he scored it. I was hoping more so for him, just so we don't have the narrative that's going to happen again about like, oh, geez, Sterling missed and blah, blah, blah. And, why have we signed him? Should we return him? And all that sort of stuff. I just don't think that helps the situation. And clearly we need him. Clearly we need him at a level that we can rely upon and utilize in these next few months because we're going to have to. That's the reality. So it wasn't a well-struck penalty, Raheem. I think he knows that. It was a pretty tame effort at a very savable height, and credit to the keeper. I think it's more of a save than it is a miss, right? It's not like he skied it over the bar or something. It was on target, just too tame. He needed to hit it with more power, higher or lower into the corner, and he would have scored. So look, it is what it is. Arsenal saw out the next few minutes. What I liked straight away when that penalty was saved is that the images on TV showed Mourinho screaming at his teammates, pointing to his temples, basically saying, composure, think. Let's just get our stuff together and see out these next few minutes. I like that, right? That's some good leadership. It's excellent. It's very, very welcome. Just to rally everyone behind. We still got a job to do, and Arsenal did it. So fantastic result in the end. We seal qualification as we wanted with a win, with 3 points. I believe we have secured third spot on the table. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And that will hopefully come back to favour us, to benefit us when the seeds when the draw is done, and who we face in the later stages. We've earned the right for these 2 matches off. We've earned it through an excellent qualifying campaign. We've won all of our home matches, haven't conceded, and we got the job done away from home. That's the bedrock of a strong European campaign. Well done to Arsenal. We've earned that break off, and along with the fourth round FA Cup weekend, we should be able to squeeze in a crucial little away trip to Dubai. So look, that's probably enough said on the result itself. Clearly, there's some big news happening, activity behind the scenes. Arsenal had a £60 million bid rejected, supposedly, according to Ornstein. Immediately rejected, I believe, from Villa for Ollie Watkins, lifelong Arsenal fan. Look, the transaction makes so much sense to me on so many levels. Fantastic player, always scores against Arsenal, all right, as well. I think he very much enjoys playing for his boyhood, the club he's supported from his boyhood years. I think it's a dream come true for him to join. However, look, the reality is I don't see this one happening. It looks like Girona is very close to joining a Saudi club for a big money deal. And look, are Villa going to sell both their two strikers in the one transfer window in the closing days of January? I just don't see it. As much as I'd like Watkins, I'd love to be proven wrong. It's just a transaction that a lot has to go right. But look, maybe Girona doesn't sell. Maybe he doesn't go to Saudi. Maybe he's chosen to stay. He's their starting striker for the long term. He's a lot younger, of course, and maybe Watkins happens. But look, a lot has to go right in this. There's a link to Tell as well from Bayern. It seems a few clubs are interested in him, so that remains to be seen. For now, though, look, I think it's an excellent evening's work for Arsenal, a fantastic result, and there's so much more to play for. So, look, I'll jump back on another time with some thoughts leading into the weekend's huge fixture at home to City. For now, though, thank you so much for listening. I try to keep these short and sweet in a bite-sized format and get this out as quick as possible. I welcome any and all feedback, please, whichever platform you're listening on. Please feel free to comment, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you're listening, please. I welcome any feedback, any thoughts you have. I would be most appreciative of anything that you've had to say. And look, thank you so much for listening, and bye for now, and come on Arsenal.